This ain't even punchlines no more. I'm abusing tracks. Yo, what's good, people? Today we have another X and Y, Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This one's against my boy Jaysen, and I don't even care. I don't even care. I was just throwing together another random ass team, and I decided to just test it out. And he went to battle, so like, let's get straight into this shit though. Now, my original plan was to lead off with my Amistar, but I was afraid he might lead off with the Rotom Wash, so I decided I'd lead off with my Excadrill, only to realize that that poses just the same amount of problematics as the first option did. So I'm just gonna switch straight into my Roserade since he can't really touch me. I am an offensive Roserade though, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately for me, he does miss. I'll just go for the Giga Drain, and I ended up hitting his Klefki with that while it's coming in. It doesn't do any damage at all, and since I don't really have any moves that can hit this Klefki hard, I'm gonna switch straight out back into my Excadrill. I was expecting him to go for like Thunder Wave or something, but he actually ended up going for Substitute. And yeah, I hate Klefki. He goes for Substitute. He gets more HP back from leftovers, and he goes for Swagger this turn. And with Excadrill's huge attack stat and double that, hitting myself is gonna be, I'm just gonna destroy myself completely. I go for Stealth Rocks on this turn. Fortunately, I don't hit myself, and he's gonna get more leftovers back, and he's just gonna stay behind that stub. And even though I want that sub gone, I don't want to run the risk of me hitting myself from confusion. So I switch right out into my Amistar, and from here I'm just planning on setting up. He does have Foul Play. I was guessing he did, since he did hit me up with that Swagger. And Foul Play is going to be doing hella damage after Swagger to an Excadrill. So I switched into my Amistar since it does have a minus attack nature. And I'm just going to start setting up spikes and Toxic Spikes and shit like that. Now, looking at it now, like, Spikes, he has 3 Pokemon. Half of his team is immune to Spikes. Or half or more, I think. And then, like, only 1 Pokemon on his team is affected by Toxic Spikes at all. And that's his Breloom, which might have Poison Heal. So I really just wasted a turn going for Toxic Spikes on this turn. I should have just stuck with setting up full spikes, but he goes into his Rotom, and he Will-O-Wisp my Rotom. This ain't a Rotom. He Will-O-Wisp my Amistar, probably just to get more residual damage, and then he goes for Volt Switch. It does a crap ton of damage, so my Amistar is definitely not surviving after this turn. I go for another layer of spikes. Did I even go for a first layer of spikes? I don't even remember. But I go for spikes this turn, and I'm just going to sack my Amistar here because I already know that this Gliscor is just going to Earthquake it and take it out. There's going to be no way for me to survive. So my Amistar is definitely going down, and I really feel like I wasted time setting up spikes now, seeing as how it didn't even touch any of his team. But it did actually help me out. Later in the battle, you'll see his Gliscor just gets it back up to full HP thanks to the Poison Heal. And I come in with my Thundurus. He probably expects me to have something like Hidden Power Ice, so I go straight for the Nasty Plot, expecting him to protect on that turn. In this turn, I actually do go straight for the Hidden Power Ice. I was really expecting him to switch out, but I didn't know what to expect, so I went for the Hidden Power Ice just to be safe. The Klefki is gonna eat up this Hidden Power since it's not very effective. But who knows? How does he know it's Hidden Power Ice? Maybe it's Hidden Power Grass. You never know. You never know. But he's gonna go for Swagger on my Thundurus now. And this turn, I actually do end up hitting myself in confusion, unfortunately. Really, it's not that bad, and I don't have a Life Orb on my Thundurus this battle, so it won't be I won't be taking that much residual damage from just straight up hitting myself and just life orb damage. I snap out my confusion first turn, fortunately, and I kill his Klefki with a thunderbolt, straight up deep fried, open wide. That Klefki is gone. He's gonna switch in his Rotom, and even though I already know that Grass Knot isn't gonna be doing much to a Rotom, I still went for it anyway, and it's still not doing anything. And he hits my Thundurus with a Hydro Pump. I do survive like a sliver of HP, fortunately, and I'm gonna be able to take his Rotom wash out with a Thunderbolt. I don't fuck with Grass Knot anymore, yo. I'm so tired. It doesn't even come in handy. But he's gonna send in his Mawile, and from my experience with Mawile, I already know that the Sucker Punch is just straight up coming. So I go for the instead of attacking the Mawile this turn, I go for another Nasty Plot. And from there, I was expecting him to like play it safe, but really there's no reason for him to stop going for Sucker Punch, especially since I pose a threat as a Thundurus at +4 now. I go for Thunderbolt this turn, expecting him to go for something other than Sucker Punch, but yeah, again, he really had no reason to go for anything other than Sucker Punch. So I switch out into my Weezing, since, you know, my Thundurus just fainted, and I go for Will-O-Wisp as he switches in his Noivern. Now, I really didn't know what to expect from this thing. All I knew is that it was most likely going to be Choice Specs. So I actually stayed in with my Weezing, as bad of an idea as that sounds, and I just take this Draco Meteor. I really didn't have a switch in for a Draco Meteor anyway, so there isn't really much I could have done. That Specs Draco Meteor is just going to completely wipe my Weezing out, but he is going to get at -1 now because of the recoil from Draco Meteor. I send in my Medicham, since it does have Ice Punch, and I will be able to take out this Noivern fairly easily with the Ice Punch, but he's gonna stay in and go straight for the Draco Meteor again, and it's still gonna be doing some nice damage, considering the Noivern just lost 2 stages in special attack. It takes me it does like 55%, I want to say, and I'm gonna be able to take out the Noivern with an Ice Punch now. But now my Mega Medicham is looking in pretty bad shape, yo. Props to Mega Medicham though. This, hands down, my favorite Mega. I wasn't expecting it to be, but like once I actually got my hands on Mega Medicham, yo, this thing is crazy. So I don't want to take a Sucker Punch from this Mawile again, so I switch into my Excadrill, and he does go for the Sucker Punch, so it was a pretty good switch. And now he's in fear of taking an Earthquake, so he switches into his Gliscor. I knew this was going to happen, so I went for a Rock Slide, even though that's still not going to be doing much to this Gliscor either. But this Gliscor can't actually touch me. This is like your normal, like generic, complete Toxic Skull Gliscor, and it can't hit me because my what is this thing called? My Excadrill actually has an air balloon, so he's gonna set up a sub, and my Rock Slide isn't even gonna be doing enough damage to break the sub. I don't have Swords Dance on this Excadrill, since this Excadrill actually has Stealth Rocks, but he's not gonna be able to touch me with his Gliscor either. So I'm just waiting for him to switch out, because I don't want to switch out and deal with the Gliscor with another Pokemon. He switches into his Breloom, which normally would have been a safe switch into an Excadrill, but with all the hazards that I put up, the spikes and Stealth Rocks and the Toxic Spikes, the Breloom is gonna be at like 45% HP after switching, so not exactly a safe switch because of those entry hazards. So I'm gonna switch out into my Roserade because I know I can take a Mach Punch that's clearly coming. I eat it up. It does like 30 damage, and this Breloom is like on the verge of death. Now I would have gone for Sludge Bomb, but I was expecting the whatchamacallit, maybe his Mawile would have came back in just to resist the poison type move, but he stays in, and I go for Shadow Ball. I only have Shadow Ball because of Pokemon like Aegislash, which I can't deal with Roserade. It resists one stab and is immune to another, and it's like, oh, okay, so I just carry Shadow Ball for that reason. I switch back into my Excadrill, and he already knows this, so he's gonna go for a Sword Stance this turn, and now this Mawile is looking pretty scary. I just go straight for the Earthquake because I didn't know what else I could have done. Maybe go for Stealth Rocks until he decides not to go for Sucker Punch. But now, thanks to the entry hazards that I set up, this Mawile is now in range for me to take it out in a couple of Bullet Punches. I go for the first Bullet Punch, and it nullifies Sucker Punch thanks to I outspeed Mega Mawile, and it is priority. So I'm going to be able to take this Mawile out with 2 Bullet Punches. Props to Mega Medicham to putting in work. And his last Pokemon is this Gliscor, I believe, and my Medicham again has Ice Punch. He's gonna protect to try and get some HP back from the Poison Heal. He may be hoping he could survive one Ice Punch and maybe Toxic Stall me from there on out. But yo, Mega Medicham is too powerful. That Ice Punch would have killed that Gliscor like 14 times over. There's nothing good done. So good battle, Jaysen. So yeah, that's it. Peace out, guys.